Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is July 11th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to deploy a NATO satellite directed energy weapon related attack targeting one or more athletes during um, athletic competitions on the date of July 11th or the morning of July 12th of 2026, specifically to change the outcome of the game and to injure, maim, paralyze, or kill one or more athletes. So, for those of you that are unaware, two of the most watched television sporting events, possibly of the year, possibly of the decade, are going to transpire on the evening of July 11th of 2026 in the United States. The first being Argentina versus Switzerland in the World Cup. I believe it's a semifinal or a quarterfinal. That's going to be held at Kansas City, Missouri, and of course UFC 329, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway 2, being held in Las Vegas, Nevada, on the evening of July 11th, possibly the morning of July 12th. I began noticing this a few years ago when during the NCAA basketball tournament, when a player went up to dunk it, and prior to landing, his leg broke in two. And so the CIA has been routinely and aggressively increasing their attacks on athletes during live competitions, specifically to either remove them from the sporting world entirely or to change the outcome of these matches on which billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars are being waged globally. The most obvious and grotesque injury came targeting the UFC's biggest star, Conor McGregor, during UFC 264 in Las Vegas, Nevada, back on July 10th of 2021, when Conor McGregor, a seasoned UFC and MMA fighter, proceeded to step back during a fight with Dustin Poirier, and his leg just broke in two right above his ankle. And he's been sitting out for 5 years, and this is his return fight, which is why I'm making this video. Usually I just publish reports, but because of the increasing and aggressively increasing nature of the CIA to attack these players, I feel it's incumbent upon me to make this video to protect players that are involved in these sporting events today. Coincidentally, the date of July 11th marks 1,827 days since this attack transpired. This, of course, has the number 187, which is a code for murder, and it also has the number 17, which was also present in the date of the original attack on McGregor's leg back on 7/10 or 1/10/7. So the number 17 equates to letter Q as in coup d'etat. So this was an overthrow of McGregor's career, and he has subsequently been forced to sit out for the last 5 years, which I'm going to get into in a second. Obviously, Conor McGregor fighting this evening in Las Vegas is the number one target. Other potential targets include his opponent, Max Holloway of Hawaii, Paddy Pimblett of England, and of course Lionel Messi of Argentina, who is going to be playing versus Switzerland. Consequently, it's 100% certain that the CIA is going to target one of these players with a death event, a paralyzation event, a broken bone, possible brain damage, internal bleeding, heat stroke, or some other injury which disables their ability to play, thereby changing the ultimate outcome of the fight or the soccer game in question. That being said, I believe, because obviously if McGregor was injured the same way as he was back in 2021, people would begin to question, question what is going on, why is this guy falling apart. But I believe the CIA is going to deploy a tactic which they have successfully used against athletes as of late. Even today, Erling Holland of Norway was forced to take himself out of the match versus England because he basically got jelly legs. And so what the CIA does is they target this athlete's legs, which essentially turns them to jelly, and they can no longer move. And we saw this also with UFC fighter and former McGregor opponent Nate Diaz during the MVP MMA card back on May 16th of 2026, where he basically was unable to move, thereby getting basically beaten up. He was basically unable to move out of the way of his opponent's strikes. And then we saw this also with Andrew Tate, the influencer, when he was doing a boxing match for Misfits back in Dubai back on December 20th of 2025. We also saw the same thing. So we see these players with, or these fighters with extremely high cardio suddenly be unable to move in basically they tire out. And so this is what I believe that the CIA plans to employ against McGregor on the evening of July 11th in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, is that the CIA will use a directed energy weapon related attack against McGregor, which will essentially, despite being in tip-top shape, having a 5-year layoff, he's going to come back and they're going to basically neutralize him in the ring and make him basically, he's going to be in quicksand. Essentially, he's not going to be able to move. This will allow Max Holloway to tee off on him and to essentially beat him up, as we previously saw with Ilia Topuria during the UFC Freedom 250, where he received a black eyes, lacerations, bone breaks, etc. The reason why the CIA is targeting McGregor is, number one, he's uncontrollable, and number two, he ran for president of Ireland on an anti-immigration platform. During the press conference for UFC 329, he was asked about what's going on in Ireland, and he spoke out bravely against what's going on. Essentially, what the CIA is doing is overrunning Europe, namely Ireland and Northern Ireland, and England, with tens of thousands, if not millions, of Muslim immigrants, a lot of which are military-age males. They have been indicted and been arrested for raping, for stabbings, and so McGregor is speaking out against this, and the CIA hates this. And so they do not want to give him the UFC platform. If McGregor wins this fight, he's going to be the biggest star in the UFC once again. If he loses this fight, he's going to be a has-been, and his career is going to go on a downward trajectory. The other number three, the CIA plans to, if McGregor loses, they plan to suicide him or overdose him or alcohol poison him under the guise of drowning his sorrows in the aftermath of losing. The CIA has also charged McGregor with sexual assault. He was found not guilty in a court of law, but was subsequently sued in civil court and found liable. So the CIA is coming at McGregor by taking away his livelihood, by threatening his freedom. It's the same. It's what they've done to Andrew Tate. It's what they've done to Donald Trump. Anytime you have an alpha male that's going out there and doing things his way, the CIA targets them in all sorts of ways, namely by charging them with bogus sexual assaults, by tying up in court, and in this particular case, by basically targeting them with a directed energy weapon related attack. So essentially, McGregor is coming back on the evening of July 11th of 2026 after serving a de facto 5-year ban from the UFC. He has been ready to fight for the last 3 years and has been denied a fight, essentially. And so this corroborates the notion that the CIA is trying to prevent McGregor from returning to action, but because they were no longer able to do so, now that he is coming back, they plan to basically make it appear as if, despite being in top shape, that he is unfit and unable to fight, and that he is a washed fighter. And the way that they will do that is by targeting him with a NATO satellite-borne directed energy weapon-related attack, like I said, possibly resulting in death, paralyzation, brain damage, or some type of injury. But the most likely scenario at this point, I suspect, is that they will take away his cardio and take away his legs and essentially turn him into a human pinata, whereby Max Holloway, his opponent, can essentially tee off on him. And that is what I believe is going to happen. And so this is likely going to be a third round stoppage by the refs after, or a fourth round stoppage after the refs stop the fight, because McGregor is no longer able to defend himself. So that's the scenario. I do not believe that McGregor will be allowed to fight in and without this particular attack. Hopefully this video goes into preventing them from targeting either McGregor or his opponent, but the likelihood is that it's virtually certain that this is going to happen in some form or fashion. So obviously, if it does, I kindly ask you download this video and share with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.